Good morning. This is Wife's Dream, the Wife's Dream, number 55. Kyoto kindness. Welcome to Corky's World.
Listen to me good, what I say is true. You really knock me off of my feet when I walk and talk with you. My friends all think I'm crazy, maybe they're right, but I'd like to spend some time alone with you tonight. My sweet little thingamadoo, walking by my side. You look at me again like that, baby, I think I'll break right down and cry. You might think I'm flipped out over you, let me tell you that it's so. Cause I'd like to spend some time alone with you, you know. Woo! With the razzmatazz, you shake it with the doodly-doo. Do you know it's on my mind? Do you know I want you to open up your sweet little arms? I'm gonna walk right in, cause I'd like to spend some time alone with you, my friend.
All right, take it away.
Listen to me, good. What I say is true. You really knock me off of my feet. Can I walk and talk with you? My friends all think I'm crazy. Maybe they're right. But I'd like to spend some time alone with you tonight. You talk with the razzmatazz. You shake her with the doodly-doo. Or do you know it's on my mind? Do you know I want you to open up your sweet little arms? I'm gonna walk right in, 'cause I'd like to spend some time alone with you, my friend. There you go.
What
So
fun.
now-
What fun.
I guess it's story time.
Oh my goodness, it is story time.
So are you going to tell the story, Helen?
Sure, I can start it off
Want
and
me
you
to be
can
the cameraman?
you can jump right in. You can just walk right in.
Here we go.
So, this is
Oh, over here?
Kyoto.
Okay.
Kyoto.
Kyoto.
We got a call from the management of the NHK Symphony in Tokyo, Japan. Maestro Dutoit would like to invite Corky to go on tour in Japan. And Corky actually has done quite a lot of work with Maestro Dutoit. And Japan was a very exciting proposition. Always have I wanted to go there. So we arrived in Tokyo, and there was a large group to meet us there.
Let me just say.
And do you want to jump right in?
Well, no, it's okay. I just want to say that Gita Ladd just said hello, of all
Hi,
things,
Gita.
because she's a cellist with one of our favorite cellists in the world, and
Yes,
she
Lancaster Symphony.
Lancaster Symphony and other
Yeah.
symphonies around that area. What's the major symphony there too?
Delaware.
The Delaware. There's another one.
Well, the Philadelphia Orchestra.
Well, yeah. So anyway, the, Gita's here. Hello, Gita. And speaking of symphony orchestras, and the inspiration for this story
Yes.
happened at the last live stream just a couple days ago.
Yes, that's true, because Han, he was the brilliant technical advisor for the NHK. And the interesting thing about the NHK Symphony is that it was a symphony that was a televised symphony. All of their performances were televised, not only all over Japan, but all over Asia. So it was a particularly special symphony, and because a major part of it was that it was televised. So Han was a brilliant technical advisor for them, for their televised productions, and as well as coordinating that with live. And he was quite brilliant. And we brought Taco, our wonderful sound tech, with us. And the two of them really hit it off. And to this day, they still are in contact. They email one another. They've kept up with one another all these years. So great fans. And we say a big fond hello out to Han in Tokyo. So we got there. And the thing is, on Corky's rider, he asked that there not be any alcohol or smoke.
Smoke.
No one smoking in the dressing room. Well, they thought that he was Mormon because he said no.
Or something. Not Mormon.
Or something, yes.
Mormon or something.
Or something, because a blues musician, no alcohol and no smoking.
But we didn't know this.
So wild. So they were like actually a little nervous about anticipating us. They didn't know if we were going to be difficult or
what?
Or exactly what. So
They told us, we didn't know about this, of course. They told us later on why it was so strange when they met us. Should I show the picture?
Exactly. Well, let's continue on. So we got there and unusual. The whole staff of the NHK was there to greet us. Highly unique and unusual, and they put us up in this gorgeous suite. The thing is, because for business, my name is Holly Tucker, and they didn't realize that Corky and I were married, so we each had a suite. And so that was
connected
over and above. And so we got there, and let's show the picture, Corky, of the wonderful group. There was a translator.
Well, first of all, this is our
Taco.
This is our.
And I love they have a sense of humor about themselves because I just think that's wonderful. There, of course.
So anyway, that was our limo driver.
That's the limo driver. Corky, do you want to tell them about the limo driver?
Well, it's okay. The limo driver was Seiji. We found out was Seiji Ozawa's limo driver. We were all very excited about that, since Seiji is the one that got me into all the symphonic stuff.
And always wanted you to go to Japan as well. And that's the group. That's wonderful Han. That was the translator and a manager, and that's the CEO of the NHK, and of course Taco and Corky. So
we had a whole group meet us at the hotel, and they wanted to make sure we were comfortable.
Yes. And so do you want to go to the next...
next photo? Mm-hmm. Let's see what the next photo is.
Okay.
This is called, what do we call it, home photos? Or?
Yes, home movies. And there's Maestro Dutoit.
Maestro Charles Dutoit.
Backstage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there.
And there we are. Backstage, getting ready for the first concert. And Maestro Dutoit has a recording. So, yeah. And so, as a casual conversation, I had... was just talking to the wonderful translator who was an absolute delight and took such extraordinary care of Corky, myself, and also Taco. And so we, just in conversation, I said, so your country is so beautiful. It's so phenomenal, and I've always wanted to go to Kyoto someday. And
so could I say Gita Ladd?
Yeah.
Wrote and said she still wakes up to her. She loves Japan, and she still wakes up to her Godzilla alarm clock.
I love it. Yeah, Godzilla. I mean, I love that they have a sense of humor about themselves with the Godzilla in the center of Tokyo, and so just in making conversation, I was saying, someday I would love to go to Kyoto and see the beautiful cherry blossoms and the unique setting of Kyoto.
Mistake,
So
alarm. Don't.
Oh, you'd like to go to, I can arrange that. And I said, and I thought, oh dear, because I did look to see what would it cost to go to Kyoto on train, the hotel, it would be
thousands
of dollars. It would be like $5,000, $9,000.
Well, not that much.
I mean,
but
no, a lot for the hotel, for a driver, a lot of money. So, which it would be that amount in today's money. So, at any rate,
Oh, yeah.
So I tried to backpedal as quickly as possible, and I thought, oh, I'll play the demure wife. And I said, oh no, I will need to ask permission of my husband first, to see if it's okay.
She says no.
She said, no, he'll love it. Never mind that. He's going to love it. I'm going to arrange everything. I'm going to get the train, the car.
First class.
The hotel. First class, of course. You want to go first class. And I will arrange, make reservations at all the best restaurants. And she was going on with this long list. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Corky is going to kill me. Not only will I have just spent his entire salary, but probably salary
for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, yeah, right, exactly. And I'm thinking, oh my God. So she comes back, and Corky, of course, is rehearsing with the symphony. And she comes back just as the symphony is finished with their last rehearsal. And she has this beautifully wrapped silk scarf in present style, and she presents it to me, and she says, here, this is everything, it's all been arranged. I have the bullet train
first
class. I have and it took me a while to find a driver in Kyoto. Once you get outside of the major cities at this time, it was difficult to find a driver that spoke English. She said, that was so difficult, but I went the extra mile and I got a driver for you that speaks English, and I've arranged all the finest restaurants, and you're going to stay in the best hotel, and it's all been arranged. So the meals, the passage there, the hotels, and everything.
And Holly's freaking out.
And I start to cry, right? So tears are streaming down my cheeks, and she said, yes, and I arranged this also for your sound tech, for Taco. Same thing for him. Hotel, meals, everything for him also.
Oh my God.
And tears are really starting to stream, and she pats my hand and goes, that's okay, dear, I understand. You're so happy. And I'm thinking, no, I'm in such trouble. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't wait. I better hide somewhere.
Well, we had to go on the trip. We had no choice.
I mean, what could you do?
We had to go on the trip.
Cannot. So I'm thinking, oh, yes, thank you very much. And so I tell Corky about it, and his eyes get really wide, and he goes, well, we'll have to go. I don't know what you've done, but we're going to have to go. And this is going to cost us a fortune, I hope you realize. So
we go on the trip.
So we go on the trip. It, of course, is beyond fabulous, and the interesting thing about Kyoto is that they have a special kind of tofu. It's it's almost like a custard, right? It's almost like a beautiful custard. Yeah. And the food, I have never in my life since then had the most extraordinary food.
Kyoto
even ate beef, and the beef there, they sing it to sleep, and they massage its back, 8 times a day, and they feed it all this beautiful food.
But everything there in Kyoto is made of tofu. It's made of tofu. The buildings are made of little tofu bricks.
No, not exactly, but it was pretty amazing. And the other thing I think we think as Americans, that when we go overseas, that we are the most advanced country, not in Japan. So the hotel, when we walked down the hallway, the lights would turn on. If you look behind you, they're shutting off. This was, 15 years ago. There was an iPad before iPads.
They had iPhones in 1970.
Well, not in 1970, but way before. In fact, we found out that Steve Jobs was there exactly the same time as we were there, because everyone wore these little, they all wore these little telephones, iPhones around their necks, and every young girl had them. Everyone had them, and they wore them on a really cool
Chain.
necklace around their neck.
And by the way, here's Kyoto. That's our memories of Kyoto. And
Those are, of course, the geishas.
And right there, where's my finger? Oh, there it is. That's Taco,
Yes.
our wonderful sound designer.
And
can
the
recognize
three
all
little
of them.
maids are we. Yeah.
So
There
you go. So that was our trip.
So far advanced, and they had iPhones before iPhones, and I found out that Steve Jobs was there at the same time we were, and he was there for 3 years, and that's how we have the iPhone, because the manager and everyone, they were huge fans of baseball, and they were watching TV on their iPhones. And so it was quite eye-opening, the incredible technology. I can't imagine what they might have today, but what great fun. And oh, did I tell you? It was all paid for. The NHK said, we want you to have this as a gift, as a thank you gift from us to you and to Taco and to your lovely wife. Please, it's a gift. Don't think another thing about it. So.
Wow. So Sally started crying again.
I started crying again.
Haven't done this one in a while. Well, I can see you're still with me. You would tell me if that weren't true. Never let me down. You care for me just like you used to. But I've been wrong about some things in my life. Am I wrong about you? Oh, you never slip out on me like some other woman do. You never cheat on me. You don't expect to have your cake and eat it too. But I've been wrong about some things in my life. Am I wrong about you? cheat on me. Don't expect to have your cake and eat it too. Ah, but I've been wrong about some things in my life. I'm wrong about you.
Some acrobatics.
And that was dedicated to the notorious RBG.
Of course.
We're never
And
wrong.
RW.
Never wrong about
RGB
her.
and RW. So I got a couple things before we finish. Let's sit down at story time. So I'm working on a project, as you know. It's called Unrecorded Love. And it's a new chamber blues album and a new symphonic blues album, all combined. And I have a crowdfunding thing you'll find on your own. I don't have to tell you about it. But I just want to tell you a little bit about the project because we're laying down tracks right now. And the two that I'm going to bring your attention, we just did Marcella Detroit. She did an incredible tune called There Goes My Man.
And if you don't know Marcella Detroit, she was the wonderful voice in Eric Clapton's recordings. She wrote Lay Down Sally with him and many other hits she wrote with him, but that's the most
with
famous.
Elton John.
Yes,
with the Bee
she's
Gees.
recorded with Elton John, duets for one. She's an extraordinary
Everyone
vocalist.
loves Marcy. Everybody loves Marcy. That is true. But these, and we're doing Ernie Watts. We're working on that. The group has laid down tracks. We're working on these recordings.
Ernie is the great saxophone icon.
Yeah. So we have all these amazing people. Tracy Nelson from Nashville, the great country singer who did duets with Willie Nelson, and Mother Earth. She was Mother Earth. Just all kinds of just incredible. Who else, by the way? Since we mentioned
Toronzo Cannon.
Toronzo. Well, I'm going to talk about Toronzo, and I'm going to talk about Frank Orr.
And Frank Orrell of Poi Dog Pondering.
Yeah.
And Lynn Jordan.
And Lynn Jordan, of course, our bodacious diva.
So many wonderful people on this next, called More Different Voices.
Yeah. So this, I just thought this was so appropriate. So Frank Orrell is a great poet. And he is doing this one tune with us. I love this tune so much.
And speaking of Japan, when Frank did this piece with us, he played the koto, and it's about, as you know, as big as a canoe. It's a gorgeous instrument and quite amazing.
So anyway, Frank wrote this, and I did an arrangement for it that I think is some of my best writing ever. And but anyway, I thought I'd read the lyrics to the song. This is advice from Frank Orrell, and from next will be Toronzo Cannon. So put this in your inbox as
Both
advice.
Extremely timely.
Extremely timely and from great poets. This is Frank Orrell from Little Blossoms. I turn on the TV, turn it off, put on the radio. Everyone's talking. All the troubles in the world. Commercials remind me. Who's funding the drama? Turn it off. Turn on the stereo. We do what we can. We do what we must. But I need to remember when I go walking in the valley, the Ko'o'olos, Hawaii. By the way, this is from part of the score. Smell of the ginger and the guava on the ground. And when I go swimming in the surf at Makapu'u, I let it take me. Then I remember all the beauty in this world. Then I remember. And when I am dining with my friends in the purple night, I love all the farmers and the ones who make the wine. I love all the laughter. I love the stars up in the sky. It's then I remember, then I remember all the beauty in this world. When I listen to music and the song that makes you cry, page after page of a favorite book, I'm in wonder. With a child's eye, I take it in. Little blossoms falling down, and the tide of time comes rushing in. While we linger on, I think of the painters. I think of the poets. I think of all the folks I've known. I think of the lovers. I think of the lovers. So I think Frank takes us to a place we really need to be. We need to be there all the time, no matter what's going on.
Yes.
So keep that in mind when I read Toronzo's advice. This is something Toronzo has recorded on Alligator Records. He's a brilliant poet. He's a brilliant poet of our time. The Chicago blues man, he calls himself. This guy's a storyteller and a poet.
He's a treasure.
Treasure. My doctor said I'm going down slow. What's ailing me, he don't know. I got a job, but I'm still the working pole. He gave me one little pill and said, go. Get some insurance. Insurance, 'cause you're too young to die. I went to the office just to find insurance to cover me. Most policies I can't afford. It made an atheist call on the Lord. Insurance, 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 'cause I'm too young to die. I read the fine print signed on the line. I hope I got enough to keep me from dying. After all the questions and the third degree, it felt just like a colonoscopy. Insurance. I read in the paper the other day a man lost his spouse. She's pushing up daisies now. He can't pay the bills, and now he lost his house. Insurance, 'cause you're too young to die. I went to the office with the plan, insurance card in my hand. The doctor looked at it and said to me, pre-existing conditions come with a fee. Insurance. Lord, 'cause I'm too young to die. And then he sort of trails off with, how much is an aspirin again, doctor? That's too much. I need a CAT scan, doctor, but all I could afford is a kitten scan. I need 3 stitches, but all I could afford is 2. So that's Toronzo. And what Toronzo was saying, now remember, we're in this beautiful place where blossoms are falling, and we're in Hawaii, and it's beautiful, and we remember the beauty of the world. That's the best place, and really the only good place to be able to bring our wisdom, our beauty, our joy, and our effectiveness to this fight. We are going to fight. We are fighting, but from a place where we are clear and filled with love.
Ruth would want us to do that.
I hope so. So anyway, that was advice. I usually don't give advice, but this was Toronzo and Frank Orrell giving this beautiful poetic advice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go...
And Gita says, pre-existing existentialism. Yes, indeed, darling.
She nailed me. So now we are going to say goodbye, but let people know we have a Zoom coming up that everyone is welcome to. Last week there was a problem people getting on. If there's a problem getting on, wait about 10 minutes and try again, and I'll fix it.
Refresh, yeah.
So go to corkymusic.com/stream, and all the information for the Zoom, the noon Zoom, will be right there. corkymusic.com/stream. Now, if you want to go and read more about this project with Toronzo and Frank Orrell, and maybe participate.
Marcella.
Even, possibly.
Lynn.
Marcella, Lynn, Ernie,
yeah.
everybody. Yeah. Just go to corkymusic.com and you will be trapped. Maybe forever. in this place of crowdfunding that will